council members, and this particular task force is chaired by three of us. So you've got Waters, Young, and you have Sheffield, and I believe she has a staff member here this evening. He can raise his hand. And so it is certainly an honor to be able to work with these gentlemen. I've got to tell you, because when we're able to make things happen, it's a very good feeling. It truly is. For people who want to be in various apprenticeship programs, go into certain careers and so forth, it is absolutely one of the best feelings that you can have when you believe that you're making a difference, helping to put people where they want to be. And so with that, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to turn it over to John, who's right next to me, from the Carpenters.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Perkins, business representative for the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights. And just to piggyback on what Councilwoman just said, it's an honor to be here this evening with you all to hopefully spread some spotlight on some of the opportunities in the skilled trades that you all may not have known about. When we think about the skilled trades and the men and women actually executing these buildings that are being erected on a day-to-day basis, a lot of folks don't know that these are career opportunities that are attainable if you just put your best foot forward and are connected in the right direction. And we believe that meetings like such allow individuals like you to be connected in the right direction. Just talk a little bit about my craft, and then we'll go down the line for introductions for everyone else. A lot of folks don't know what carpenters really do. A lot of folks think carpenters just build things with wood. 75% of every building you walk in, it was touched by a carpenter, from the metal studs and drywall to the acoustical ceiling to the flooring, contingent on what type of flooring it is, the doors that you walk through, and so on and so forth. We pride ourselves being the footings to finished craft, from the foundation of the building to the last piece of trim being put on the wall. Lucrative career. Our apprentices make $23 an hour starting off, base wage, plus benefits, which consist of healthcare, dental, vision, pension, and an annuity. So when we think about the difference between a job and a career, that's the difference, right? Anyone can retire, right? You just have to stop working, right? But retiring in dignity is what we fight for on a day-to-day basis, to make sure that the men and women that wants to enter into our industry have the opportunities like everyone else. And as we continue this program, I believe Ms. Underwood may have passed out some of our brochures for our apprenticeship program. We offer a 4-year apprenticeship program, Earn While You Learn, tuition free. Instead of you paying us to go to school, we pay you. And that's, again, the difference between a job and a career. So if anyone is interested in becoming a carpenter, floor layer, and millwright, feel free to come see me afterwards. If you haven't already saw me before, scan that QR code and we'll point you in the right direction. Bye.
This one work? Maybe. Let's see. Hello, good evening. My name's Scott Lewis. I'm with Sheet Metal Workers Local 80 out of Detroit. A lot of people, just like John said though, I mean, all these jobs, they're great benefits. Retirement, insurance, their careers, more than just jobs. And I wanted to thank Mary too and the task force for having all of us. It's really a great thing. A lot of people ask what sheet metal workers do. So the ductwork above you, if you see the black duct above your heads, that's us. We do the ductwork. We actually make it and we install it. We do welding, we do testing, adjusting and balancing. We do service. There's safety, there's detailing, there's AutoCAD. We do all that stuff, as sheet metal workers. And everybody's going to talk about their wages too. All the wages are great. We all have pretty good packages. Ours right now on the check, I think you're getting about $45 an hour. And the apprenticeship also, just like John's, is you get paid to go to the school. So you go for a couple weeks a year, and then we pay you, and then you go back to work. So you get training in the field and in the school. So And that's it for me. If you have any questions, same thing, I'll be up here. I got a bunch of pamphlets, and I'll get your contact information. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Salvador Sanson, Union Representative for Labor's Local 1191, Detroit, Michigan. We represent our union construction laborers that work in the construction industry, from everything from the ground up, from underground excavation companies that put in the water lines that brings in, cleans water, to buildings, schools, homes, to contractors that are building bridges, brand new construction buildings. We got a great apprenticeship program for anybody that doesn't have any experience. Like our co-representatives here mentioned in their programs, you earn as you learn. So you're getting paid great middle-class wages, pension for retirement, health care benefits for the individual and his family members, and paid training at our training school where they could take classes. The apprenticeship program for the laborers union is 4,000 on-the-job work hours and 300 school training hours at our training school. So you get paid as well when you go take classes at the training school. So we're located at 2161 West Grand Boulevard in Detroit, Michigan. Our phone number is 313-894-2241. And my name's Salvador Sanson. I'm there Monday through Friday, 7 to 4 p.m. If anyone has any questions. I have a couple flyers that I could pass out. So thank you again for having us here, Councilwoman, and everyone that put this together. So thank you.
Yep. Good evening. My name is Will Morris. I'm a journeyman lineman with DTE. What we do, we build and maintain overhead electrical infrastructure, like in Southeast Michigan and DTE's jurisdiction. So when you think about the power line, the poles, anything overhead electrical, traffic signals, roadway lighting, we can go on and on and on. And we're represented, should I say, by the IBW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 17, and there's also Local 58. They're inside and we're outside. And like the other trades, same thing, you earn as you learn. Great benefit packages, retirement. We start probably around $30 an hour, 4-year apprenticeship, really great trade, in demand, right? Everything we do is electric. So looking forward to rebuilding the infrastructure for electric vehicles and so on and so forth. So that's our story.
Good evening. My name is Laurie Washington. I too represent DTE Energy. I'm a program manager in our outreach, career placement, and exposure. And we're kind of like a tag team here. So the goal was to really talk to you about various opportunities at DTE or the pathway to get into the organization. Certainly we have a unique opportunity that we want to go into a little bit more detail about when that appears on the program. But again, Laurie Washington, DTE, and we do have a QR code. My goal was just to maintain the lines of communication. We may not have an opportunity available at this moment, but my goal, my opportunity is how do we build that relationship? How do we network so when opportunities become available, we've maintained that relationship and that rapport, and I can give you a heads up how to go about the application process and kind of be your guide navigating you through the process. So thank you for the space to be here, Councilwoman.
Okay. Well, I have a question for you. Is there, you train the people that you hire, right? Because I know they do. What about DTE? Or should they go through one of them?
So yes, and
Yeah,
it really
and.
depends on the position. Again, there is an apprentice lineman position, so training, that's a part of the position. Obviously, if you're coming in with some skill set, it's going to help you and kind of elevate or advance your application through the process. So again, I would say we're all up here ICSS collaborators, that again, the experience you bring is just going to amplify your application, so to speak. But again, depending on the position, some you need to have some experience, but there are apprentice level positions that we're training you to get that skill set acquired.
Okay. Well, this can be informal, you guys. So if you have a specific question right now for any of the panelists, please ask it. please, make sure you do, just go right ahead and stand up and ask, or sit down and ask, whatever you're comfortable with.
I believe.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
I'm
a
carrying the mic around, and Councilwoman, they also work with Randolph. They got, she didn't go into depth about that. So-
Randolph?
Yep, they
Oh.
have a apprenticeship program through Randolph Tech Center too, which
Okay.
we'll do a follow-up with them concerning that when we go into the schools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, well, listen, don't be shy, nobody. It's gotta be something you want to know. Let's get this information now. You have these guys here.
Yeah, I think-
Please.
How you doing?
I think we got
Okay, there
somebody
we
on the
go.
mic.
Yep. My name is Lacey Dawson. I work with a couple of organizations. I have a question about the trajectory of the job opportunities in skilled trades, and what is that looking like over the next 5, 10, 20 years, so that as we go out in community to pass on this information to folks in our neighborhood, we're kind of giving them the hope that this isn't just a quick fix and the jobs won't be there tomorrow.
Absolutely. So I kind of hinted to that earlier today. These are careers, right? These are not just one-end jobs where you learn how to frame a wall and then now you call yourself a carpenter and you go out and do your own thing. When we think about the mass rebirth of this city that we call home, every time you turn your head, there's a crane in the air. And the men and women that are working on those projects are being trained by our organizations up here to be the best of the best and having a sustainable career with that. A lot of our apprenticeship programs that we offer amongst all of us that are up here are 4 to 5 year apprenticeship programs for them to earn and learn the skill sets that's needed to execute these projects. So when we think about trajectory of what this looks like, if for that individual that wants to enter into our world, this is the career path that we're referring to. You know, some of us, majority of our advocates come in as apprentices. They go through the 4-year apprenticeship program. They only come to school twice a month. So the remaining of that time, they're actually on the job sites critiquing the crafts that they're being taught in the school. Once they journey out, at that point, now they are the elite group actually executing those buildings. And when we usually lean on our journeymen and journeywomen to be the mentors of those upcoming apprentices that are entering into our ranks. And just to touch on that a little bit, a lot of us have the same testament. You know, 30% of the active workforce are eligible for retirement. So when you think about that, that means they have chosen this occupation as a career. And a lot of times they have been in this career for 30 plus years. The cool thing about that is, although some folks may look at that number and be frightened, but for us, and also for you, you should be excited about it, because that just means more opportunities for that next generation to come in. We just recently had a math test enrollment of 294 apprentices this past Saturday. And when I tell you the young men and women that are entering into these positions, they're excited, they have the drive, they have the determination, and they see the value of what these crafts and what this industry can bring to them in creating that sustainable lifestyle that they want. You know, putting them in a place where they can, either enter into a middle class lifestyle and or excel in a way where they are successful, not just in the craft, but in the career. So when you're doing your outreach in the community, please let them know that this is not just a job, this is a career.
All right, thank you. Next question.
Hello. I have a question for each person on the panel. Actually, I have 2 questions for each of you. Number one, are there testing components to get into your programs? And number 2, do you take those who have felony convictions or returned citizens? Thank you.
So I don't want to be the only one talking, but I'll
Do your thing.
yeah.
How you want to do it?
Yeah, so I'll go first and I'll let my colleagues go. So that was a 2-part question, testing and felonies, right? So the testing that we require, and I know I just mentioned about we just did a math assessment. The testing is not it's a requirement, but it's not a pass or fail. It's an assessment. It's just to see where that individual is in his or her math skills, because they have the opportunity to test out of that math class, which will be one of their first classes. So it's not a pass or fail. As it relates to felonies, I believe all of us are felon-friendly trades, because we believe that man or that woman that did any type of crime in their lifetime, they have paid their debt to society. So for us, if they're coming to us, that means that they want to be better today than they were yesterday. And who are we to say they're not worthy of that? So yes, we do accept.
We're one of the trades that do tests. We test twice a year. We have a training center at 14 in DeQuinder. The tests are in January and July. And like John said, we do take people that have felonies.
With Labor's Local Union 1191, no test is required to join our apprenticeship or our union. It all depends on the contractor that hires you. If they, based on your past skill, if you had any, if you're going to come in through the apprenticeship program or as a journeyman laborer. And we are returning citizen friendly, our signatory contractors. They actually, encourage, us to let the word out so applicants so they can apply, right? So, yeah, anyone that you all know that are interested, they're welcome to come pick up that contractors list at our union hall or on our website, so.
Yeah, and then pretty much the same thing that the other gentleman said. We do have a aptitude test at Local 17 on the contractor side, and on the DT side, they have a CAS test. Where the aptitude test doesn't have a pass or fail, the CAS test with DT does have a cut score, so you have to reach that cut score, but we have resources to try to help you get where you're trying to go. And then just to follow up to the question from earlier about the trajectory of the career, another part to this journeyman, path is you can do the work anywhere in the country. So when we think about, be it supply and demand or economies and things like that, so if things were slow in Michigan, we could go to other parts of the country and do the work at whatever scale they're paying in that part of the country. So we have a lot of people here now, so really good opportunity.
Anybody else have questions?
We have one down.
Okay. I'm
Follow
going to
up
get
to
to
the
you, Lacey, and she do her follow-up.
Well, this is a question for everyone. What are all the other qualifications we need to qualify for the apprenticeship program?
So I think, at least for the carpenters, high school diploma and or GED, have to be 17 years old with parent consent or 18 years old. Birth certificate, driver's license, and a can-do attitude.
It's 18 for us also, and a driver's license, just like John.
For the labor's union, it's 17 with a high school diploma, or anyone that's 18-year-old or, adult. I mean, no high school or GED is required for our local labor's union.
And for us, we're 18 years old, high school diploma or GED, pass a drug test, and you have to have a valid driver's license. Because we do carry a CDL, which is a commercial driver's license, because we drive a truck. So you do have to have the ability to get a CDL.
I know he just mentioned drug testing. That's one thing that our contractors are going to require, especially in some projects where individuals are going to have to pass a drug test in order to be able to be employed and hired by that particular contractor. So.
And that's probably for their own safety, too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Is there a projection or a number of positions or jobs or union members that you are looking for? Like, is there any number, or anybody have any idea? Like, we know how many nurses we may need over the next so many years. Any ideas?
That's a tough question to answer, only because when you think about how the industry is growing, and I'm just speaking on the carpenter's standpoint of that, there's multiple different opportunities when being a carpenter. So to pinpoint a number, because you have a finished carpenter, a concrete formwork carpenter, we have the welders, we have our millwrights, we have our floor layers. So it's really contingent on the industry and what we see, the projection of all of the development that's going on. The forecast is fairly rosy. So much, we just built a new training facility in Detroit on 96 and Grand River, which can hold 3 times the capacity of what our old facility can hold. And we're not at capacity at the moment, but again, that just means more room for growth for these young men and women that are interested in pursuing this career.
And I would,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and I was just going to say, I would add to that, just it's really hard to project growth, but what I can say from a DTE perspective, so as we're continuing to build, maintain, change the grid and the infrastructure, factoring in renewable, so we're introducing, solar techs, wind techs, so there's an opportunity for what we're doing today as well as expanding our footprint for other opportunities that involve, career opportunities. So I don't have an exact number, but I can say, stability, without these lights, and there's things like the product that we are producing is a commodity that everybody needs, so I think it's a very stable opportunity.
And now that she mentioned solar, the city of Detroit, we're about to do some big things with solar in the various neighborhoods. And so I'm trying to identify some, perhaps some low-skill types of contract opportunities for people who want to be in their own business, for teaching them how to install various panels and things like that. I'm putting together a proposal literally for the administration to take a look at so that we can see how to help people who want to have their own business doing that, and for those who are seeking jobs. So we want to be able to do both. And I think that's very, very critical so that we include members of our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just to add, Lacey, the city of Detroit have a 51% hiring rule. So we didn't, the city and city council have approved billions of dollars worth of tax abatements and incentives. And one of the biggest issues with the city of Detroit is that we lack a skilled labor force. And so that's why Councilmember Mary Waters is dedicated to making sure that we try to get as many people into these apprenticeships, because there is going to be a lot of work in the city of Detroit, and even currently is a lot of work in the city of Detroit. And they relying on other, people coming in versus our residents, based upon the fact of what we're being told is, well, the city of Detroit don't have the skilled labor force. So we need to increase the amount of skilled labor in the city of Detroit. And so this is what this whole task force is about.
Okay, with DTE, I know you guys mentioned part of your training is for CDLs and everything. So what if you already have your CDLs?
You already have your CDL?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I definitely need you to sign,
Copy
to make sure
over there.
we have the communication, but part of it is, so I would say that the more skill set that you're bringing to the table, like I said, that's just going to elevate and escalate the application. Still go through the process, but the fact that you have that is definitely a bonus, an incentive, so.
Well, I have my CDL too. I'm not even sure why I got it, frankly. Some years ago, so I've just held on to it.
Sorry, not that I mean to interrupt, but yeah, anyone that you know that has a commercial driver's license at Labor's Local 1191, or heavy highway contractors that you see out there doing paving, asphalt, concrete, bridge work out there on the freeways, roadways, and we're always looking for labor members with a commercial driver's license. Those are the individuals that are driving the dump trucks, the form trucks, the tool trucks, the water trucks, the material trucks. So plenty of opportunity with a lot of the heavy highway construction contractors for anyone with a commercial driver's license, so.
And just to add to that, just especially on the line side and probably some of those folks too, it's a Class A with air brakes. So, you know, it's Class B, Class C, so we need a Class A because of the weight of the trucks. So, just.
How y'all doing?
Any other questions or comments?
Yes, this for all the panels. I was seeing, how long is the apprenticeship training classes, like from start to finish?
Okay, so two things. So for us, it's 4 years. DT is 4 years. On the contractor side, it's roughly 3.5. So with any of them, it's a process, but that's our number. And not, just so I don't forget, the line clearance tree trimmer apprenticeship is like 2.5 years. So have a few options.
For the carpenters, it's a 4-year program. Come to school twice a month. If you're gainfully employed by a contractor, you're actually getting paid to be there that day, 8-hour day.
Ours is currently 5 years. We're in the process of changing it to 4 years, and it's 1,000 hours in school. You know, it's spread out, like I said earlier. The first year you take like 3 or 4 weeks. The next year you take, 2 weeks, and so on like that.
For the laborers union, apprenticeship program is 4,000 on-the-job work hours and 300 school training hours at our training schools. And our training schools is 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday.
Paid training.
Yeah, so we pride ourselves being the other 4-year degree, right? You know, big difference though, big difference. Instead of having $100,000 in student loan debt, you have $100,000 in your pocket, right?
For sure.
And to that point, so it's a job title at DTE. So if you're in the apprentice lineman position, that is your title. You're getting paid. You're getting a check every 2 weeks. Your benefits. So great point to clarify that. So that apprentice, they are paying you, and you're getting paid, and you're learning that skill.
And as you move through the apprenticeship, you make more money until you become a journeyman. So
Absolutely.
Kind of built, the raises, if you will, are built into the apprenticeship program, assuming you're where you're supposed to be. For us, it's like twice a year. So.
Absolutely, and that's a huge point to bring up. The dollar amounts that we mentioned earlier in today, that was starting off, right? Whether it's a 4-year program or a 5-year program, every year, contingent on the grades that you get into class, because you have to pass your classes, those raises increase per year. And then once you journey out, then that's the golden ticket. And we're constantly negotiating contracts contingent on like if it's a 4-year contract or a 5-year contract, so that way we are negotiating better wages and better benefits for our members.
Is it possible for us to take all the classes or all the apprenticeship at one time?
Like accelerated course?
Yeah, like say for instance, if I don't just want to do twice a week, I want to go every day through the carpentry. Can I do that?
Unfortunately, and the only reason why I laughed at that, because you're not the first person that asked us that. Unfortunately, you can't, because like what we mentioned before, although you're only going to school twice a month, the remaining, days of that week, you're actually on the job, working, right? And the day that you are in class is as if you're on the job, and that's how you get paid. That contractor that you're working for, and you may not work for the same contractor for your duration of your apprenticeship, but the contractor that you're working for at that time, instead of you going to work, if you had school on a Tuesday, instead of you going to work on Tuesday, you go to class, and that contractor would still pay you as if you came to work that day. A lot of the training, a lot of the knowledge that you'll get would be on the job site. When we think about an apprenticeship classroom setting, you're only in the classroom 25% of the time, and then the other 75% you're actually in the shop. And what the apprenticeship really, the motto is to show you the why behind it, right? On the job site, we'll show you the how, but why are you installing studs 16 on center, right? Why does it have to be turned this way instead of this way? On the job site, they're going to show you how to do it, and that's where you're going to get your repetition in, right? You know, it takes more than one wall to build a building. So you're gonna, if you're in the interior systems division, the reps that you'll get in framing rooms is going to allow you to get good at it, right? So let's just say, playing devil's advocate, if you went to school every day and we just showed you the why you have to frame a wall, but you've never had a chance to continue to frame a wall, you will never get good at it. Yep.
Anybody else questions? Feel free to ask. This is the time to ask all questions related to the trades.
This is more so for DTE. Do you have any openings for heavy equipment operators? Trench digging, pipe?
That's a good question. You know what I mean, like cranes and things like that?
Excavators, skid steers, backhoes, front loaders?
That's more so operators, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Yeah, there'll probably be more operating engineers, but we probably have positions that use that skill set, like with our substations and probably some of the guys that do the arm work, things like that. So not necessarily, I don't know if it would be a heavy equipment operator specifically, right? But you may need that skill set for another one of the, careers that's there. That would be helpful. And then on the contractor side, the substation apprenticeship, you need all those skills. They use that 100% because they build the substations on the contractor side, and DT maintains them. So those things you mentioned would definitely would apply to the substation side on the contractors.
And where would I go to look at the subcontractors?
You could, I can give you a card and you can call me, we can kind of go further, or you can go to ibwlocal17.org and look on there, but the apprenticeship itself is through LBAT, it's ALBAT. But you can take my contact and I can just explain it more in detail.
Okay,
Or the
thanks.
QR code.
And you can do both. Do the QR code, get your contact, and we can just have more detailed conversation.
All right, thanks.
But good opportunities out here.
Anybody else got a question?
You got one to the left.
This is really good stuff, I'm sorry. What's the difference between the heavy equipment operator and the CDL? So I'm thinking they're the same thing, but they're vastly different. And where can folks get the heavy equipment machinery training?
So I'll give you a short answer. So the heavy equipment operators, right, that would be operator engineers. It's like Local 324, right? That's what they do as far as skill set, right? The CDL, the commercial driver's license, is about driving the vehicles. So we drive bucket trucks and line trucks and other types of trucks with trailers, and it's based on the weight of the truck. That's why we need a Class A. The heavy equipment operators, they operate like cranes, backhoes, equipment that's on a job site to they building one downtown by the old Joe Louis Arena site. They have a crane on top of the building, probably right here where the Hudson's was and things like that. Those folks are like heavy equipment operators or operator engineers But operator engineers, to answer your question, for the heavy equipment.
And they have that training in Detroit as well?
Yeah, they're usually here with us. They're not
Yeah.
here tonight, but, yeah.
Yeah, they
Operator
should.
engineers, Local 324.
Yeah, she usually be here. But since we usually have this, FYI, we usually have the Skilled Trade Task Force meeting every third Wednesday of the month. But because we was a partner with Olympia and with the job fair, we changed it to celebrate Apprenticeship Week. But next month on the third Wednesday, we will, well, not next month, we take a break for Christmas holiday.
I won't be here.
This is, because I will make sure I clarify that, because look at them, they all, because we kind of cheated already, got an extra skilled trade, but they usually take a break. We do the skilled trade task for 9, is it, Mr. Percy, I don't want to mess up, 9 months out of the year?
Mess up.
Okay, and so therefore, we technically is on break, and then we come back in January. And to give y'all an indication, we will be doing union halls, and we'll be going into the DPS school because we have a partnership with the Detroit Community District. And y'all always welcome to attend other sessions, and usually we will have more representatives, but like I said, this is something special for just this particular event.
Yeah. On your website, yep, you got February 15th right now, right? I think so.
Well,
February
I'm
15th, okay.
yeah, I'm gonna clarify that, and I'm gonna make sure Mr. Johnson get all the dates for next year.
We'll see. Sometime in February.
Is that
Wednesday, it'll be on
Isn't that
Valentine's
Ron?
Day.
Okay, Ron, have you had a chance to speak about SS for All yet? Give him a chance, please, for us to say something.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ron Merritt, and I am here from AFL-CIO Workforce Development Institute. And so I'm here in representation of a couple of opportunities that we have to get into the industry this evening, one of them being Access for All, which is a pre-apprenticeship program, and WIS, which is Women in Skilled Trades. These two pre-apprenticeship programs are programs that we have put together to give individuals an opportunity that may be considering going to a unionized opportunity into the construction trades. And so when they come through this program, they'll come in, they'll get some credentials that will actually make them a better candidate to go into the apprenticeship. So they'll receive OSHA 30, they'll get lead asbestos silica, they'll get the first aid, they'll get the blueprint ready, and then they'll get what we call the ultimate credential, which is the North American Building Trades credential, which gives you access to a unionized component. When you come into our program, there's going to be intense case management. There's going to be a $1,600 stipend that'll start week 3, which is like $250 each week. You'll have that for supportive services along with ticket restoration. We also are felony friendly as well, along with technical support as well. Every Wednesday, we are at the Opportunity Center. We are now there also with another project called Fast Track It. I don't know if you all may know it or not. They are looking at putting a project right outside here in the parking lot called Columbia Plaza. And so with this Fast Track piece is going to be an opportunity for anyone that's been into a pre-apprenticeship across the city of city of Detroit to actually work on this project for 12 weeks, making $18 an hour. And so if you're interested, we are here this evening across the street at the Opportunity Center. If you have more questions, you're more than welcome to come by and get some more information as well. Okay? Thank you.
You kind of left out a point too about SS for All. Well, he mentioned it, but I'm gonna break it down for you. If you're challenged with tickets and you don't have a valid driver's license, they have a way of helping you to get your driver's license, because these building trades require that you have driver's license, because you're going to be going to different job sites to perform your work, and you have to have your transportation to get there. So there are a number of programs that are available for individuals who are challenged, not ready to get into trades. So SS for All is a great source to use. We got Sir Metro, we got Focus Hope. Those are the programs that can meet you where you are, to get you prepared to get to the level to where you can get employed with these union building trades that are available for you. This young man was asking also about the pay scale. So you come in usually at $16, $17, $18 an hour as an apprentice. Am I right?
Sir.
Well, no? They
Like
didn't
30.
raise that now?
Like close to 30.
It's 30. You coming in at 30?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. You coming in at 30? You coming
Actually-
in as an apprentice?
With the laborers,
To be
it's $20 an hour as an apprentice starting out.
To be specific, ours is 31.
No,
43.
Carpenter's at 23.
Okay, so that's your start.
Yes,
But
sir.
then now, but are you still on the system of every 6 months where you get a raise? To where at the end of the 4-year period through your apprenticeship program, you're doubling that amount
So-
that you're making? Is that basically the same?
So prior to this recent negotiation, the raise was every 6 months, but now we did it every year.
Okay.
And we just upped the percentage. So prior to this negotiation that we just settled, apprentices made 45%, or no, it was 33% of journeyman scale, and then they would get a raise every 6 months. But now they make 45% of journeyman scale starting off, and then they get a raise once a year.
So to break that down, you coming in at
$22
$22 an hour.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you that right.
Once a year, you're getting a raise. To the end of your 4-year period, you're doubling that amount that you came in at. Is that understood? And not only that, you coming in, you're getting benefits, you're getting health insurance, and the union building trades also provide you a pension after you work with them. A lot of companies are not still providing pensions. So getting in your union building trades, you'll be able to get to earn a pension as an income when you retire. I'm retired. I'm 70 years old. And trust me, being able to have a pension and have Social Security, it gives you a good lifestyle and gives you a chance to be able to take care of your loved ones and to have insurance when you retire is a big thing. So you can't beat it. Yes, ma'am.
So I misspoken just a little bit. So
Okay.
first-year apprentices, they get paid 60% of journeyman scale, which is $23.09. That's on the check. But once you add your benefits and healthcare, dental, vision, pension, and annuity, that's $46.72 total package. And then once they journey out, as of right now, journeymen make $38 an hour. Total package, $69.
Well, I was gonna ask you a question about the benefits. So is it included or is taken out the pay?
So it's an additional. So that 23 is, when we say on the check, that's what you see your take home. On top of that, you have every hour you work, that contractor is contributing to your dental, your vision, your pension, your annuity. And when we say total package, so first year apprentice, they make 23 on the check, but total package is 45. So yeah,
Okay.
it's not taken out of your check. Absolutely.
So this is a golden opportunity.
This is the difference between the job and a career.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, go ahead.
So,
I just wanted to say, so I'm from DTE Energy as well, and Ron Merritt talked about Access for All, and we have hired a lot of people from Access for All. So sometimes people say, you go to that training, you don't get anything out of it. I can tell you, we have definitely hired from them, and hopefully we've got some of your people coming tonight, right? Okay, good.
and so just to dovetail on what Elise is talking about coming tonight, so just to kind of peel that onion back a little bit more, we're here specifically in the ask, so thanks again, while we're talking about the journeyman lineman, the apprentice position. So we have a readiness workshop that kind of similar to this, but gives you more in-depth detail about the position, the process, what that looks like. So if you are here today and you're interested, we can make sure that it's a virtual opportunity to learn more about this apprenticeship, the posting. This will help prepare you. We're having a readiness workshop because, again, our goal is to ensure success. So we want to talk through the steps that will hopefully align you for success. So there's 3 informational sessions, one being tonight at 6 p.m. They're virtual, these informational sessions. There's one on Saturday at 10 a.m. and the 28th at 10 a.m. Again, the informational session, you'll hear from subject matter experts like Will, the journeyman lineman, who's going to talk about the process, the position, what it is not, and then the next step after you hear, if you're interested, we have a readiness workshop, which there are limited seats, but that will then help you hopefully prepare so you're successful on that CAS, the aptitude test we talked about. We do behavioral-based interviewing, the STAR process. We'll prepare you for that, as well as giving you opportunities for pole climbing. So that's the informational session. The informational session will help you get interested in the readiness workshop. If all else fails, if you are not selected, identified, because there is capacity for the readiness workshop, the position will post and it's open to the public. Again, we want to make sure that you're somewhat qualified, but that will be in January, tentative date, January 24th of 2024, when that position will be posted externally, that position being the apprentice lineman position. So again, if you're interested, the first thing would be to hop on one of the informational sessions tonight, Saturday, or the 28th to learn more. And the goal is that we want to stay connected and give you more information and details about that. at the table.
Would they be able to see the QR code? The
Or
peop-
I have 2 copies if you like to just. I
Yeah,
can
he
walk
could
around
probably
and hold
like
it to you.
scan it or something. He
Yeah.
want to make sure that they are showing it on video.
Oh.
Any more questions? Back here, you had a question, sir? Question? You had a question? Anyone has a question? Don't be shy. Any questions?
So we want you to, thank goodness for the heart of Councilwoman Mary Waters and her concern. To make sure that we are continuing the Skilled Trade Task Force meeting, because this is really an opportunity for to be able to come and talk about the issues or the pathways and to be informed of how to get into these union building trades. So with her help and her heart, we're going to be making plans for the upcoming year of 2024, where we'll be at 9 different locations in the upcoming year. I got to ask already that I'm hoping that John Perkins, seeing how we don't have a location that we can announce tonight, that we can announce that we can come to your union hall on the 17th of January?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that'll be our kickoff for the beginning of next year. And for you, look, sometimes you apply for these jobs and they don't happen that same week or that same month. But that's the purpose of the union. That's the purpose of the skilled trade meeting, for you to continue to come and address whatever challenge that you might have or why you're not able to get in, so we can provide a pathway for you to be able to get into these jobs. Because these jobs are jobs that give you, just a great lifestyle. And we want everybody to be able to take advantage of that. I'm a strong believer that a lot of our people just want to have an opportunity to be able to provide for themselves and their families, and the union building trades give you that. So take advantage of this Skilled Trade Task Force meeting, spread the word. With something we didn't mention, that we did mention it, that we will be going to high schools, but also if you have members that are going to, and student or children that are going to high school in the city of Detroit, they provide a way for your high school students that are in the 11th or 12th grade to be able to go to Randolph High School and get introduced to skilled trade programs. So whatever high school that your kids might be going to, they will actually pick your kid up from your high school and for a half a day and get you to the Randolph High School, to where your children will have an opportunity to be exposed to the various building trades, that they'll get hands-on experience working with bricklaying, plumbing, electrical work, drywall, painting, anything that the type of work that's done when it comes to building. They are getting the opportunity to be exposed to that. So make sure you take advantage of those opportunities too with your children. And then the other thing that I always piggyback on is that it's so important that you vote, because these dollars that they're getting to provide the work that they're offering is policies putting people in place that's going to help. We just got prevailing wage back for our workers. And that's a big deal. Yeah. And that was from your voting, putting the people in office that's going to protect the interests of our union workers, where they can make you heard the kind of income that they're making? And they're paying for your schooling. That's the kind of jobs that we want, and that's the kind of, when you vote, to put people in office that protects jobs like that, so you have that opportunity. So I'm always pushing to vote. And watch elected officials that come to meetings like this. We got support from Mary Wallace, Coleman Young, and Mary Sheffield. All of them are a part of this too, and they are key individuals that you want that's going to help continue to have the resources that you need to lift your community up and give you opportunity to advance yourself. I'm done.
If I can just add to that,
And then one more thing, then I'm through. I'm sorry. Please, if you know anybody that need help, text me the word help to 313-719-9921. That's my personal number. And I go out my way when I see that word help, knowing that you're looking for a pathway to get into these union trades. And if you just text me that word, trust me, I will get back with you and walk you through the pathway of how you can get into these trades and stay informed with the Skilled Trade Task Force meetings. 313-719-9921. Use that as a source to continue giving you information.
and I just wanted to echo when you were promoting Randolph, that this is their first year they introduced an energy program, so that's another skill set that they're adding to their list, as well as Bright Hop is another school that has some awesome programs as it relates to mechatronics, mechanics, so still part of DPSCD. So another school in addition to Randolph that you can continue to broaden your skill set.
Okay, I just got word, we're gonna have to wrap it up because they have the venue scheduled for a next event. If you was uncomfortable asking questions on the microphone, feel free to go up to them directly and ask your question. Please don't leave here without getting the information to help you in your journey, in your career. Thank you guys for attending. Have a blessed day.
All right, thank you.